am so interested in this island, learning, the history. It's got so much history. It's incredible.
It's an amazing island. It's got amazing history. For me, it's my favorite island in all the Florida Keys. Wow.
Pescando en los cayos, pesco lo que quiero, con el capitán que se llama Diego, yo no me quejo. Tú puedes pescar con él, rubia, chena y colorado. Diego es un gran capitán, del mar está enamorado. Pescando en los cayos, pesco lo que quiero, con el capitán que se llama Diego, yo no me quejo.
Pescando los Cayos, traído ustedes por Ashley Light Baits, Florida Fish and Wildlife, Mercury Marine, Mako Boats, Vida y Pesca, Bass Pro Shops y Cabela. Su aventura empieza aquí.
You can't get more excitement, more history, more drama than Indian Key. The Bahamian sailors used to call the island Cape Comfort. There are 4 reasons why the island was called Cape Comfort. First off, we're about the midway point of the Florida Reef. Second part is, once upon a time there was a natural deep harbor, so boats could come in and get relatively close. The third reason this was called Cape Comfort was there was a fresh water source just nearby on Lower Matecumbe Key. Lastly, and probably most importantly, and why it was called Cape Comfort, was the island has a historic reputation of remaining relatively mosquito-free. In its heyday, there were about 140 people living out on the island. This was between 1830 and 1840. That was the main settlement period. There was a big Indian attack during the Seminole War on August 7th, 1840.
Bueno, amigos, muy interesante esta parte en el lado este. This is the east part. And this has got some other history. Well, it's part of the whole history, Brad. But you said this was a deep harbor?
It was one of the few natural deep harbors in the Florida Keys. So boats could actually come up here and dock and then, empty off their cargo into the warehouse, which was a 3-story building. So it was the biggest structure on the island. But this was a full-fledged operation going out here. And when you come to the island, even when you walk around it, you see some of the ruins, but you don't get a full appreciation of just what a massive enterprise, what a really complex community this was.
And when you mean by community, there was a little bit over 100 people living here.
140 people. We're talking saloon, restaurant, blacksmith, whatever you needed to have. There were 2 general stores, and we're talking, general stores in the 1830s bringing in $30,000 a year, which today's money, that's 6-7 figures. This is the largest structure on the island, both, in the 1800s. This was actually 2 buildings. These were the warehouses when it was a wrecking industry. So boats would come up to the dock, approach from Hawks Channel out there, and they would come up to the dock and then bring all the cargo to be stored here in the warehouse. There were 2 buildings, 3 stories tall.
What kind of cargo did they? Well, I imagine they had every kind of cargo, but mainly wood maybe? Or?
Wood, cotton, tobacco, sugar, molasses.
Wait. This was a toilet, actually.
Yeah, this was inside the warehouse, and you can see a little doorway here, and then there was a kind of a hole in the ground, and it would flush twice a day with the tides.
With the tides.
So this is where most of the bathrooms were on the outhouses on the docks.
I see.
But this was an interior bathroom that
So basically, all the luxuries were here, Brad.
Absolutely.
This was the toilet.
This was highlight, man.
This is highlight.
The high life here, yes.
A lot of history here in Indian Key. Well, amigo, mucha historia. Vamos a seguir caminando aquí en Indian Key. Bueno, amigo, esto me cogió la atención. Estos son matas de tamarindo. These are tamarind trees.
Tamarind trees, yes.
I grew up on this. I mean, I don't know if, these are not ready. I could tell. They're green.
They're still green, but there are plenty of them out here. And they've been here for, these trees that have fallen over, they live about a couple hundred years. So I'm sure they've been here for a long time.
Long time. Who knows what they would make with this? Besides desserts or
Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah.
Barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce.
Lots of West Indies cooking and Indian cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Jellies and sauces.
With that sour, sweet flavor it's got, I'm sure they had some marvelous dishes with this.
I bet.
That's why history is so beautiful. Even with this tamarindo. cisterns, very, in fact, the reason I found you, the curator here at Discovery Center, was an article in the Flyer here in the Florida Keys. And what got my attention was these cisterns, actually. And you were mentioning there's round ones or square ones. What's the story with that?
Two kinds. There's no fresh water on the island, so in order to store the fresh water, the rainwater that fell, they created cisterns. There's two kinds. There's square ones and there's round cisterns. The square cisterns were built pre-1840 by the residents of the island before the Indian attack of August 7th, 1840. After the attack, the military came and occupied the island, and they built these round cisterns. There's three big round cisterns you'll find on the island. One, the largest, holds 20,000 gallons of water, or did back in the day.
That's the round one over here.
Yes.
And the square one, that's post.
That's pre-1840.
Pre-1840.
So
wow.
Between 1825 and 1840, we have the square cisterns, which there are several on the island. And then from 1840 to 1843, during the military occupation, there were these round cisterns built by the Navy.
Interesting. Brad, is there a website that folks could go in and watch and videos of Indian Key?
There's a great free walking tour that you can download to your phone or to your computer.
Oh, cool.
It's flstories.org.
Okay.
There's a whole series of walking tours that are from around the state. We've done two at the Discovery Center in association with the Florida Humanities Council.
Okay.
Walk Indian Key and Walk Islamorada. Both tell some great history about the island. And the Walk Indian Key, you can download on your phone. You can visit the island virtually. You can get all the history, see all the pictures. It's a really excellent way to visit.
Thanks to today's technology, who would have thought post 1840 that was going to be available, huh?
No kidding.
Hey, let's go walk that cistern. I want to check that out.
When the Spanish explorers discovered Islamorada, they called it Purple Isles. Today, they discover such a rich palette of diversions and delicacies. They'd definitely be at a loss for words. Islamorada in the Florida Keys.
Aquí me encuentro en Islamorada, en Keys History and Discovery Center con Brad Bertelli.
How are you?
Good, Brad. I am excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you here.
You know, I live in this great paradise closer to Key West, and I go through here all the time. And I don't even know that the Discovery Center was here. That goes to show you.
It's a hidden gem. And so we've started out 6 years ago, blank blue walls. Now we are talking about history of the Indians and Flanders Railroad and the Overseas Highway, the pirates, the wreckers, but most importantly, Indian Key.
Indian Key. There's so much history here. I mean, you were telling me these folks lived on Indian Key.
These guys came in 1838.
Okay.
You might have heard of Prime, Florida. That was named after their family. There was an Indian attack on Indian Key in 1840, and their father, Henry Prime, was one of the casualties of the war.
Okay, wow.
But what some people don't realize, it was Henry Prime introduced the key lime from Campeche, Mexico. He brought the first key limes to South Florida and the Florida Keys.
Incredible. In the 1800s?
1800s.
It's a special. Key lime pie is special.
Beautiful lime, yeah.
I mean, great. Thank you to Mr. Perrine for that.
Absolutely.
This is donated by the Moat Marine Laboratory.
We were working with Moat Marine Laboratories, one of our partners. This is one of our collaborations, kind of combining the history aspect of the facility with the discovery aspect of the facility.
Of modern times.
Yeah.
You know, talking about modern times, now there's buoys out there by Indian Key for folks that want to snorkel the area and whatnot. And we recommend the use of, hay unas huellas blancas ahí alrededor de Indian Key. Si usted quiere bucear, mirar el fondo, there's some beautiful bottom right there on the edges of Indian Key.
Great place to snorkel. Lots of these fish. You can see underneath the ledges. There's some there's some corals on the hard bottom. It's a hard bottom coral community. Lots of invertebrates and other kinds of cool things to look at. But be sure and bring your dive flag. Very important to have that dive flag.
Yeah, there's a major transit area. Besides, on the other side, you got un canal ahí. Un canal en el otro lado, a big channel, so you have to.
Absolutely.
In fact, it's close to the historical channel where they used to come in.
Yep.
Mucha historia, amigos. Siempre usen su bandera de buceo.
Sorry it's last minute, but I can't make it. Good luck out there. Hey honey, heading out of town now. Not sure where I'm going since Mark couldn't make it, but I'll call you when I get back.
Northeast wind 5 to 10 knots, becoming south 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet with the dominant.
Bad subject signal 7. Looks like he fell overboard without a flight check.
10-4 will arrange notification to family.
En el camino de la vida, uno pasa por muchos lugares. Algunos pasan al recuerdo y otros al olvido. Pero de vez en cuando uno se tropieza con algo inolvidable, donde el tiempo para y tu única dirección es la del viento y el de las aguas. En ese momento uno se da cuenta que está en un lugar mágico. Bueno amigos, aquí me encuentro en Bass Pro Shops aquí en Islamorada con Captain Ronnie Brack. Ronnie, how you doing?
I'm just ducky, thanks for asking,
Yeah,
Diego.
Pirates for Hire. You grew up in the Lower Keys, you were telling me.
Right. We moved there in '71 from Miami and commercial fishing for years and years and years, and then that evolved into charter fishing, and here I am almost 60 years later, still at it, but back in the backcountry now, being easier on my body, being easier to just having a wonderful time living the life here in paradise.
Going back into your childhood, that's where it all started.
Well, you know, like with anybody, you reflect on what you did as a child, and I see these kids on my boat and the delight in their faces, and with adults as well, but you know,
Right.
kids, for some reason, it's something special because it's unique to them more often than others. Sometimes they've never even had any close to any experience as to what we are doing or going to do, and it just makes me so happy to be able to do this for kids and folks. I mean, for everybody. That's why I do what
That's
I
what you do. And the reason I wanted to have this conversation with you was because of that, because I wanted our viewers to hear it from you. Because the passion you have for fishing started when you were a little kid.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, 60 years later, here you are still doing it. You know?
Isn't it something how something can grab a hold of you like that? You know, I don't know how many professions there are in the world where something that bites you so hard and holds on so tight for so long, and every morning you get up thinking about your day, what you're going to go do, what you're going to do to please these people. How many fish am I going to catch today? Am I going to hear singing reels? I have always lived for it, and here at 60 years old, still living for it. I still dream about fishing. It's a passion, it's a love, it's a way of life.
I don't know your game plan yet for tomorrow. But what, you got any ideas? You want to go run the flamingo? You want to run, you got any ideas what you want to do?
Here's the deal.
I'm fine with some snappers and fish tacos. I'm good with that.
I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward already to have some fish tacos.
Empezamos tempranito por la mañana en el histórico Trading Post en Islamorada, donde usted puede hacer su orden el día anterior y recogerlo tempranito por la mañana el día siguiente.
En tus ojos el verde esmeralda que brota del mar.
Shit, we're gonna get an opportunity to go fishing together.
Tu boquita, la sangre marchita que tiene el coral. Y en la cadencia de tu voz divina, la arritmia de amor. Y en tus ojeras se ven las palmeras borrachas de sol.
As people who love the outdoors, we know what we stand for. We stand for fish, wildlife, and conserving the places they call home. We stand for the traditions we inherited and that we must pass on. We stand for great gear, fair prices, expert service, and memorable experiences. At Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, we stand together for you.
At Mercury, we put our newest engine through 3,286 of our roughest tests ever. Because once you're on the water, we want to make sure it's ready to give you thousands of your smoothest experiences ever. Introducing the all-new V8 Mercury Verado. Light, quick, efficient. Mercury, go boldly.
Mako built its legacy with rugged, dependable fishing boats that met the test of time. Today, after more than 40 years, Mako is taking you fishing with quality boats that are better than ever and backed by the best warranty in the business. Mako Assurance. Built to fish, built to last. Experience the legend for yourself.
Aquí estamos, amigos, unas 22 millas afuera y solo estamos en 10 pies, 12 pies de agua, con 30 millas en el Golfo, donde vamos a pescar. Me estaba explicando el capitán Ron. Y es un naufragio pequeñito que el huracán no le hizo mucho daño, pero todavía aguanta mucho pescado. Vamos a ver. Bueno, peces, pescado todavía. Pescado va a ser muy pronto. La sardina es tan importante y para mí la mejor carnada que existe. Sardinas, conocido como pilchards. Vamos a preguntarle al capitán Ron sobre lo que piensa de este tipo de animalitos. We're using great bait. A lot of captains wait for this time of the year for those pilchards to show up. You know, in the summertime, you don't see them down here.
We just love for them to show up because, you know, anywhere you go, no matter what you do, whether you're fishing on a beach or in a creek or out in the, you know, in the bay or out in the Gulf, or even in the ocean for that matter, pilchards are of definite benefit. You know, it's like going to the grocery store and not having roast beef.
Right.
You gotta have some roast beef.
Yeah, this is prime roast beef.
Right. This Extreme is awesome, dude. I use it almost exclusively for almost every application, from sharks to down to snapper and grunt fishing and trout fishing and everything. It's readily available there, you know, right there at Worldwide, so it's easy for me. Plus, it's a good, solid quality product, so I don't really need to go anywhere else to get it, you know. I could probably spend money and use a different brand that's stiffer. This is so supple for fluorocarbon, it's almost uncanny.
It's a beautiful fluorocarbon, naturally. I use 20-pound test, 25-pound test for yellowtail snappers on the reef. And back here, that's about a 30, right? Looks
that's like 30, right?
That's 30, beautiful. And the uni to uni, that's what it looks like to me, right?
Right, exactly.
I love that knot.
And simplicity in this, in my application, is just muy importante.
You know, a lot of times, you know, a lot of people tell me, hey, why don't you use this knot? Why don't you use that knot? You know, it's like you're saying simplicity. The uni to uni, it's a phenomenal knot.
Right.
I think it's 98% strong. Regular uni for your hooks, normal stuff. Simplicity. I like simplicity.
We have that in common.
Vamos a poner una sardinita. Voy a buscar una bastante grande. El pollito lo ayuda a bajar por la boquita. Vamos a ver el resultado. Y como pueden ver, amigos, aquí estamos usando este.
When they first come up, they had all their brothers and sisters were all following them.
We call them gallegos.
JC.
Gallegos.
Gallegos.
Yeah.
You got it.
Fun gallegos. Ajá.
Nice
Un
job.
galleguito. That's a nice little jack.
Nice job. Yep.
Como nos explica el capitán, si usted no disfruta la pelea con un gallego, usted no disfruta la pesca. Estos pececitos pelean, hacen bulla. Es una gozadera, la verdad que sí. Y tremenda carnada para los peces más grandes.
Picky chicky! Picky chicky!
Hang out and pulled it right out of my hand.
The beauty of the fight, Ron, Captain. Some folks come from way away to do this kind of
right.
Oh, this is
right here in our backyard.
This is what it's all about, buddy. That's a strong one.
Right?
That's a horse. Huh? You brought me to get some horses, huh?
Look at it, pull that line off. Oof. Strong like fish.
I know it's not a turtle or a manatee, so I got a feeling.
It's not a stingray.
I got a feeling I know what it is. And they're so powerful. They are so powerful.
This is just a little one.
Woo! I don't think we're gonna be able to board him. Nice. Una guasa y de buen tamaño. Como ustedes saben que es ilegal. La guasa.
Gavilán, suelta el payo que no es para ti, Gavilán. Gavilán, suelta el payo que no es para ti, Gavilán.
Beauty about those animals, huh?
I love it.
You know, that's about maybe what, 40 pounds?
He was 40, 50, yeah.
Yeah, he's you know, but they're so strong.
Aren't they though?
There's a reason they're still around.
They've been under protection almost 50 years now.
Almost 50 years, and there's been talk they're going to
figuring out how to open a small season or whatever.
Yeah. You know what? I say just leave it alone.
Well, you know, they're excellent eating. They really are excellent eating.
Right.
But you know, they're far better as a treasure here to be able to catch them. Diego, I can bring a client out here and they can catch 100+ pound fish. You know, big fish like that, 50, 100, even I catch them up to 300 down here in different spots and stuff.
Right.
Anyway, I can bring a client out here and for 10, 15, 20 minutes max, break their back. It's not like a blue marlin where a blue marlin will just wear you down. Or even a tarpon for that instance, you know? Something that fights you for hours on end and you end up with a sore back and yeah, you had a good time, but now you gotta soak your bones the next day and the whole night. These guys, 15, 20 minutes, absolutely unbelievable tug. You're rewarded with this gigantic, beautiful fish as far as I'm concerned. It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful. Ya usted sabe, amigos, si quieren pescar un Goliath grouper, visiten la página de Captain Ronnie Bragg y lo pueden venir a pescar con él. No solo el Goliath grouper, el mero grande, ese es el mero más grande que hay, sino la cubereta. Aquí pueden pescar con Capitán Bragg, aquí de Worldwide Sportsman, cuando ustedes desean. Cualquiera puede pescar un animalito de esto. Estamos pescando con los carreticos frigate. Este se ve que es un 5000. I can see you're outfitted with frigates.
I'll tell you, dude, I put these frigates in the hands of hundreds and hundreds of people a year, and I have zero complaints. You know, they have longevity, they have a smooth enough drag system that, you know, and it does everything I want, most of them for years on end, and I don't know, for the money, I don't think you can put much more in your hand. It's better. For the money, you just can't beat it.
Yeah. I agree.
I had a reel in my hand right here that I've had on this boat for 6 years. And it has literally caught hundreds and hundreds of fish. You see any corrosion on that thing?
Not at all.
Look how smooth the drag still is.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's a 6-year-old rod and reel.
These frigates are phenomenal. Amigos, los frigates, los carreticos frigates, muy económicos y de calidad, como nos explica el Capitán Ron, de calidad. Lo pueden comprar con combo en la tienda. También lo pueden comprar suelto. Vienen el 3000, el 5000, 6000, 7000 y 8000. En todas las tiendas Bass Pro Shops y Cabrera la pueden conseguir. Calidad y economía, que es lo que vale.
Soy Jorge Mirabal. Aquí tenemos los Offshore Angler Frigates. Son carretes de muy alta calidad. Son para pesca de agua salada y se usa mucho para la pesca de cubera, macarel, rabirrubia, pargo, de muchas especies.
Los carretes frigates también se ofrecen como combos, vara y carrete. Excelente para pescar los puentes y en su embarcación.
Together is about a little kitchen table and a little elbow grease. Together is about a shelf in the back of Dad's shop. Together is about family. And it's about all the memories that lie ahead. Start your adventure with the experience, selection, and wonder you can only find at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. When the Spanish explorers discovered Islamorada, they called it Purple Isles. Today, they'd discover such a rich palette of diversions and delicacies. They'd definitely be at a loss for words. Islamorada in the Florida Keys.
Here we are talking about history, Indian Key, pirates for hire, catching prehistoric Goliath grouper. Sharks are prehistoric.
Catching a prehistoric fish has been on the planet as long as the dinosaurs. Now tell me that's not amazing. These guys and gators are the only thing left on the planet that was here during the dinosaurs. I mean, look at that, dude. Talk about evolution. Look at that amazing creature. Speed demon, baby. Come on, girl. Torpedo launch.
Qué fuerza tiene este animalito. Este es un poquito más pequeño que el que cogió, o pienso yo. Oh, yeah, baby. Captain Ron, you never told me we were coming. Capitán nunca me dijo que iban a hacer esto.
Sometimes you just gotta keep some things to yourself. Gotta keep some things secret. I was gonna so forward to thrilling ourselves with catching these guys.
Como pueden ver, amigos, miren qué cosa más linda. Miren esos colores, las pintas. Just beautiful, beautiful all the way around. You know, these fish are pretty much prehistoric.
Well, you know, as far as the strength of the numbers that they've come back, Diego, is absolutely amazing. At one point that their numbers were so far down.
Yes.
That over the last 40 years, they've come back as strong as they have. It's a wonderful thing. It's so exciting to see that, you know, the limits do work. It really does pay off. You know, if you are the steward of your environment, this is the result. Being able to come out here.
65 libritas cogemos este pez. 65-pound freight. Thank you, sir. And we're gonna let him go. They're all over the place.
Oh my! And we know the numbers are there because we're catching as many juveniles than we ever have in history past. I haven't seen as many juveniles as we are seeing right now almost in my lifetime.
Yes.
So it's pretty amazing how strong they have come back. I can't even fathom what it must be like underneath Bay 100 Bridge, because my dad and I fished under Bay 100 Bridge when you were allowed to go under the old bridge.
Okay.
We used to climb down on that lower section and we would catch jewfish from the lower section down there.
That's when it was legal back in those days.
Right, you were allowed to go on that
and you
bridge.
know, you would still see them in great numbers back in those days. Then later on, that's why the closure, because they were starting to diminish.
Well, divers just wiped them out. They have no fear. Right. Zero fear level.
Right. They're like the hog snapper. They're coming up to you.
Well, here we are in deeper water than normal.
Nice.
Huh?
Hey, I think we got some trout tacos.
Trout tacos. They're coming. Trout tacos. Man, I love fish tacos.
You know, that's one thing that back in the days you wouldn't see that much.
But no, you know, that's a relatively new thing in the last, 10, 15, 12 years or so. Yeah, it wasn't, but it's caught on. And I tell you, originally I was like, I don't know if I'd like a fish taco. I love a fish taco.
Ooh, especially blackened. Oh,
the only way.
That's fish taco haven. Amigos, cuando se le trabe así, acuérdense que usted puede girarlo por alrededor de la bembita y él solo sale. Y ahí sí tenemos uno bastante bueno. Vamos a regresar a comer fish tacos ahora en el Islamorada Fish Company. Fish tacos, here we come.
Yes.
Este viaje, y como muchas pescas para mí, y pienso que para muchos son inolvidables, cuando aprendemos de años en el agua de capitanes como Ronnie Bragg, cual su mágica energía acopla para la pesca con niños y familias, y es por eso que yo los recomiendo como un excelente capitán aquí en Islamorada saliendo de Worldwide Sportsman. Se le ofrece pesca deportiva como de sábalo, snook y diferentes peces que lo pueden pescar y cortar, o pueden terminar el día como yo en Islamorada, los fabulosos Cayos de la Florida, con fish tacos en el Islamorada Fish Company, aquí en Worldwide Sportsman. También en Islamorada el histórico Islander Hotel, cual se encuentra el Historic Discovery Center, y ahí encontrarán toda la historia de los Cayos de la Florida. El Islander Hotel ha sido totalmente remodelado después del huracán Irma, con habitaciones amplias y parqueo al frente de su habitación, restaurantes, piscinas, playas y pet friendly. En el camino de la vida, uno pasa por muchos lugares. Algunos pasan al recuerdo y otros al olvido. Pero de vez en cuando uno se tropieza con algo inolvidable, donde el tiempo para y tu única dirección es la del viento y el de las aguas. En ese momento uno se da cuenta que están en un lugar mágico.